Probably not far off.
Welcome back to FUNTOWN, everybody. Here we are, another week, another episode. We're talking about Hitler's dick. That's what you missed so far. Jess, fill us in, because this is something I feel like I know a lot about Hitler. I've learned a lot over the years, but I've never learned this.
I heard that, through people, that Hitler had a micro penis.
Oh,
like
micro
the
penis.
tiny
Okay.
pee-pee.
But when there an extra feature that was added on there?
And then Austin's, and I think Jeff said...
Oh, I don't know anything about Hitler's dick.
Oh, I'll go on record about Hitler's dick. I'll put it out there. I've heard that the end didn't get hard, so it looked like a gonzo nose.
So it just kind of dipped off like a sad lip, like it's feeding from a trough.
Yep.
Like a giraffe with it's grazing kind of look. Wow.
Kids probably kicked his butt when he was young, or either made fun of him for it, or they're the reasons why it's that way.
Yeah.
Half broke, and he was probably like, I'll show you.
Although I think
that's not far off, Jess. That's
sad.
I don't know. I think that there's this this feeling, not even a feeling, like this not a rumor. God, I'm so good with words. No wonder I write for a living. I feel like there's
propaganda.
Like my dad, like when I didn't get my son circumcised, and he was like, well, what about in the locker room? The other boys are going to make fun of his penis. And I'm like, we don't look at other dudes' penises in the locker room. Like you don't.
No.
You would
guys
never
just compare?
You would never comment on another dude's penis in the locker room. Like that would be like that would get your ass kicked. Like that's like,
you're never like, hey dude, good penis.
Or oh my God, look at look at Timmy's tiny,
Look at Adolf with the droopy half end dick.
Yeah, what's wrong? Only half excited.
The half musher there.
How do you get half of it hard? That's what concerns me. It's like the first half's good, and the second half. Has it got like a nerve disconnect or something there?
Well, what I think it is I think he has some sort of vascular issue in the back, I guess that's the front half. The dangly half of his dick is poor vein structure, so it can't fill up like it needs to get hard. That's all back pressure.
How funny would it be though if the end got hard but the middle didn't? So, right? So it's like you're just like wielding like a hammerhead on like a pool noodle.
I don't know why I thought of immediately from Mario. Remember the ball and the chain that would jump up in the air and try to like bite you, and then it would like crawl on the ground. I don't know why I thought of that. I don't know if that's accurate, but
yeah, my penis looks a lot like that.
That's where it came from, actually.
I'd be
from
careful.
Adolf Hitler's penis.
It'll bite you.
I feel like most evil dictators like that, I have probably something wrong with their penis. I think that's how it all starts.
Yeah.
I mean, you have penis issues. Like I would say, you can track most of it. It's the origin of their evil to something wrong with their penis.
Speaking of that, I don't know if you guys have seen any of the Epstein like interviews, but one of the interviews, one of my favorite things is he sits down with his lawyer. The first thing the DA says is, they described your penis as egg-shaped. Is that correct? And he's like, we're done here, and stands up and walks the hell out. The very first question he asks him about is his weird dick. And I love it.
An egg-shaped penis.
Yes.
I'd say my head, my actual, dome here is maybe egg-shaped. How does a pee-pee look egg-shaped? I don't understand.
That's a good question, Jess.
But
is it the phallus or the entire shaft and schmeckle package?
Is it just a whole?
I'm saying it probably starts like thin, goes wide, and then back thin again, right? So it's basically an oval shape, I'm guessing. And that's probably from a low poultry diet, if I had to guess.
I don't want to have to Google egg dick, but dang it. I'm going to.
I mean, he used to paint his dick.
Urologist.
Every April, he would paint his dick and hide it in the grass.
And wait for underage people to find it.
Yeah, that sounds like
where it all started. Yeah.
I bet there was an Easter egg hunt on the on that creepy pedophile jet he used to run. What? I bet before this is all over, we see a picture of it.
Oh,
apparently there's treasure troves
gotta
of
be
files
some.
about that everyone's just scared someone's going to find. So.
Mm-hmm. You know, they did a cleansing, like they went through the internet and tried to get rid of all of it, but there's going to be one out there still.
Yeah.
That they didn't get.
Did he text his guy to, did he harass women that way through text messages?
No, but I think that's how they knew these women weren't making it up, was that he had such a weirdly shaped penis, and that was the one thing they were all like, yeah, he had a weird dick.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you did see his dick.
How? Yeah.
Oh, it's egg shaped. Yeah. That's a one in a kind.
The prosecution rests, Your Honor.
Your Honor, many men here probably also have egg dick. Rip them out. Let's compare.
Yes.
You know that judge goes back to his judge room and looks at his I don't think mine is.
Not an egg.
At least it's not eggy.
It's not perfect, but it's not an egg. I feel like, man, he'd be a good chicken fucker. He would be perfect for that. He's like suited for having sex with chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
which is not a gift, by the way.
Fit.
Yeah. I just feel like in certain areas of the country that's beneficial.
Well, I mean, if you're going to be fucking chickens, you might as well be the right guy for the job. You know
right.
I mean?
Might as well be as comfortable for the chicken as possible.
Yeah.
Speaking of chicken fucking, I used to date a chick who jerked off roosters up at Purdue for part of her lab, veterinary school thing.
Really? Is it hard to do?
I guess you just rub the palm of your hand up and down in that area.
That usually does it.
Just heavy petting.
That's how you do it too, Jess.
It's that'll work for me.
Yeah. I feel like I had something like that. One of my first two given in 8th grade. It was just didn't know what. It's just here. No, that's not it.
No, that was the thing. Horrible. Gave the worst hand jobs. She didn't know what to do with a human penis to save her life. But she could. But she would have to manually stimulate. That was what she would call it. 40 to 50 roosters a morning. That was her job up at Purdue.
Wow. I mean, that you feel like the roosters.
At least that's what she said was her job.
Why would you lie about it?
She may be sneaking in. Who knows? 40 to 50. Yeah. And I don't know if you guys know this. I had chickens and a rooster, and those things blow a load, my friends.
Do they really?
All over the back of a chicken. It's disgusting. It's like someone sneezed and didn't cover their mouths.
It's like a chicken Bukake.
Oh, it's disgusting. It is disgusting. So much rooster jizz.
Do you think that some of the chickens are just a little more needy in that way? So she always had the couple she knew she had to put a finger in its ass while she was doing it in order for it to get off.
I hate to tell you this. Roosters don't have consensual sex. It's the most disturbing, gross, horrible sounding, not give a damn about the lady. That it was so bad I would bring the chicken flowers afterwards. Set them out by her, let her have some fresh, because I just felt horrible for her. Yeah. Yeah, here, I'll bring you some candy. That fucking horrible bastard.
Yeah.
Oh, look at your back. Oh, I feel horrible for you. Stay away from me, Featherfoot.
I didn't know this about chickens at all. They're so interesting.
I was
they're Bukake guys, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
dude, it puts my man load to shame. I'll tell you that.
Wait, you mean this chicken's? No,
he's shooting
dropping
ropes,
loads
man.
bigger than you,
ropes.
I mean, it makes sense.
Ropes.
All they do is eat and reproduce. I mean, that's it.
I'm telling you,
everybody up really early.
Yeah.
Take a chicken, dip it in a Krispy Kreme donut, like that and then turn it back right side up, and that's what it looked like.
No way.
Oh yeah, it was beyond foul.
Talk about all her friends.
Intended.
Oh, wonder where Cheryl's was. Shut up, guys.
Wow.
You're next.
Hey, you got a little bit of
Shut up. I don't want to relive it.
all over your back.
Gosh, I had no idea.
Oh, disturbing. They never tell you that in the chicken forums.
No.
Like, oh, get backyard chickens. Like, oh, get a rooster to protect them. Oh, yeah. And the chicken rape. We forgot to mention the chicken rape.
We should just start an Instagram for chicken loads to see if we can get it mixed into people's, DIY backyard farm
We
feed.
should.
Oh
Can
my
you
gosh.
imagine like some rookie going through there or whatever? And he's like, this chicken's sick. It's got a cold. You sneeze all over me. No, you need to go change your shirt.
There are people concerned their chickens aren't coming big enough.
Oh, we're
think
going
I'm
to get
sick.
tagged in some sick videos now.
I wonder if they can fertilize the chicken, if the rooster can, just by landing it in their area. You know what I mean? Like, do they have to be inserted? Maybe that's
From
why
the
they have
looks
so
of
much.
it, that's how it happens.
Yeah, maybe they just spray the area and they're like, got all of you. Want
They
to go
have
to the
no
next
idea
one?
what
Yeah.
a vagina is. They have no concept. They're just like, hit the whole thing. You'll be a dad in 3 weeks.
Yeah, it was horrible. There was nothing. I regretted getting the rooster from day 2. Like, because originally we just had chickens, but they kept on getting slaughtered.
Mhm.
And so someone's like, oh, if you get a rooster, it'll protect the chickens.
Right.
Hey, and also I have an extra rooster you can have, which should have tipped me off. Like,
Trying to get rid of one of these roosters.
oh yeah, no, here, I'll bring the rooster over to you. You don't have to pay me. And then this thing, all it does is cock-a-doodle fucking do from morning to, like, they do it when there's danger. Like if they see a hawk, they'll or their thing, and they'll do it. And so then you'll see the chickens go and run and hide under the coop so they know.
Oh.
But the problem is my rooster was like a bitch. Like he was afraid of everything. So every 2 minutes was every 2 minutes for like 12 to 14 hours a day. It was horrible.
We always had chickens when I was a kid, but I never knew anything about them. I would just go out there and throw the feed down every now and then. But I hated the roosters because they were mean. They were mean as shit.
They'll
And
chase
anywhere
you.
you got near, it just right. Its job is to get you the fuck out of there. And so I hated them, but I didn't know anything about it. It's been so educational.
The
So you
rooster
never
will
had to
fly
deal with
up
any of
and
the
like
cups of semen?
come at you claws first.
Oh yeah,
It'll go after my kids, like
So-
because the kids would always pick up the chickens, like
yeah,
they were.
I would too.
And it's like, no, stay away from Sneezy. But the other ones are good.
Laser beam.
Oh.
So, can I ask, why was she jerking off chickens?
It was part of they would take it and study the semen or whatever, inseminate birds, or
yeah,
she was part of the veterinary program up there. Or she maybe that was just a job she took for $7
Just
an
loved
hour to make the
Are you sure she didn't work at Purdue Chicken?
maybe. All I know is she got up really early to go to work. That's
yeah.
all I knew. She was,
It was
gone
just
by the time
some
I woke up.
horny ass farmer that
Yeah.
paid her $7 an hour to go out there. Just-
He likes to walk.
Yeah, he's out there running a camera, videotaping her.
Oh my gosh. Wait,
Wow.
Oskay, what happened to your rooster?
Oh, it got fucked up, man. It got massacred by a raccoon.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Yeah. We have a slat fence. It pulled the body halfway through the fence and
I
ate its
regret
head off and then
asking.
ate its ass out and just
Jeez.
left the middle. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Raccoons are ferocious, dude.
Can we mark this warning at 14 minutes in? Hitler penis okay, but the brutality of a raccoon. And
That's
the,
right.
oh my God.
Head through that fence. I'll rip it off and then eat your ass, motherfucker.
that's exactly what it did.
Oh, yeah, I dare you. Oh, yeah.
It's like
he was probably like, you treat those women with respect or I'll show you respect. And he's like, make me.
Oh, that was the worst. Like, that's the worst part about having chickens is your kids like going out and coming back in and their favorite chicken's like half eaten, but still running around. And you have to go like take a shovel and beat the thing's head until it like dies.
It's life on the farm, baby.
Yeah.
Jess, you're from Rushville. This happens in the streets.
I like to be ignorant.
Dude, trust me, I don't want to do that. Like,
sure.
That's why we don't have chickens anymore, because I got tired of being the one who had to deal with all the carcasses and the half-dead ones that, you know, you have to put out of their misery. I don't like killing anything, let alone a chicken that I have a name for.
That's what I didn't like about growing up on a farm, because I was like a city kid trapped in farm life. Like it didn't suit me. I think it would now.
What do you mean? You were eating toads. Weren't you in the military?
Yeah, I mean, I was crazy, but
eating reptiles.
As a little kid, I didn't like blood and stuff, and it's just all blood and death. That's all the farm was every day. Somebody's cutting something's head off, and it's flying around, bleeding all over the place. I'm all freaked out. You know, all my cousins were all into it, and I'm just like, no, I don't like it. And everything was getting killed. You fed a calf from a bottle, and you thought it was your pet, and then they got a certain age, and it fucking hated you. The next thing you know, you're eating it. It's like, it's such a crazy life. And but now I would love it. But I don't know, for whatever reason, it didn't gel when I was a kid. I was just like, everything dies here. Yeah. Nobody would take care. Like we had farm cats, barn cats. We had one time we had 24 barn cats.
We had that.
They just kept having more cats. And you would just go out one day.
It's a part of life.
Yeah. And this was bad, but like in the winter, some of them froze. Like that was part of it. And you would peel it off the hay bale that was there for insulation. You throw them in a bag for your dad. And I'm just like, this sucks. This little kid life on this place sucks.
Hey, Toddy, go out there and peel them frozen cats off them hay bales.
That's what my dad would say. He'd be like, go around the hay bale. Just if there's any cats there, put them in this. Like,
Toddy, go clean up them kitty sickles. We got people coming to look at the chickens.
You get hardened all the time. You just replace dogs. They get run into the highway. New dog every 6 weeks. I'm like, hey, how about you just fucking put up a fence? You know, we don't have to keep getting new dogs.
Where'd you live? What was your farm on 465?
It was right off the Vandalia Road, and everybody drove like 100. It was like a drag strip, this lonesome stretch of state road that no cops ever went on. And they would just fly there.
So if they didn't die from your neighbor that sat on the porch, wait, was that your grandpa?
My grandpa, yeah. You don't want to be a dog.
Take a step in my
dog. Jesus, between the road and your grandpa, it's like a fucking pet cemetery over there.
That's what I'm telling you. That was my whole childhood. Then it made no sense to me. I was like, I just want to leave here. Now I would go back in a heartbeat, but yeah, I just didn't get it then, you know? I was a sensitive kid.
Oh, me too. Like my dad told me my dog ran away, and I felt like horrible for years. And then 10 years ago at an Applebee's, I was just like, I always felt horrible that my dog ran away. He goes, that dog didn't run away. That was always shitting on the floor. So I took him out to the country and threw him out the car.
You're like, Dad, it was just a different world then, though.
I go, seriously? I go, I felt bad for the last 20 years. He goes, yeah, seriously. I like didn't even stop. I just threw it as I drove.
Oh my God.
I didn't give a shit. That thing shit all over my house.
It's better you didn't know, though.
Yeah, probably.
This episode's brought to you by PETA.
I'm a hypocrite. I love animals. I love the little piggies.
I do
my
too.
gosh, little piglets, so cute.
I love all the animals. I think that's why, though, because I'm like,
I want a goat. I want pygmy goats.
too.
I want 2 goats now. That's
the
my
little
new thing.
fainting ones. The just they're adorable.
Dude, somebody's got to have a line on some fainting goats.
We do, as a matter of fact. When I mentioned one time I had goats, and there is a huge goat population close to you. I mean, you wouldn't believe how many people have goats. So now that you just said it, I'll just say right now, Jeff wants a goat. Let him know.
Well,
because you're going to get a lot.
Goats.
Yeah, you can't have one or it commit suicide.
They like wander out onto that road by your house.
Yeah.
Stop.
What, they're just going to Uber to Toddsville? Yeah. Take me to where Todd grew up.
It's the Valhalla for goats and all animals.
You have to hide all the pain medicine.
Goats get sad and kill themselves.
They do. They're social. They need a partner.
My friend had goats. There was multiple goats. And I remember they like to hit their heads. So you could kind of grab their horns in a gentle but firm way, like, ah. And they'd be like, yeah. It was like shaking hands with them. It's kind of fun.
That's cool.
My dad got one on the farm when I was little. I didn't know how. I was maybe first, second grade. I was little. And it was the most adorable thing ever. But it was a male and it had, the start of some pretty good horns up there. And it was a billy goat. It wasn't like they're aggressive. I didn't know. And I just walk out there like, oh, new baby goat. And it just bang and hit me right in my stomach and knocked the wind out of me. And I was like, I couldn't get up off the ground. I thought it was going to kill me. It kept rearing back and making the sound like it was going to come back. Oh, it scared me to death.
Quick, Toddy, cut its head off. Kill it.
Grab one of them cat sickles and swing it at it.
It's your him, boy. Time to learn.
Well, that chicken blast it in the eye.
I was ignorant through high school, though, about animals. Even the 4-H animals, like they would show, my friend would show pigs. And I was like, awesome, you got first place. And I helped, like I named the pig Mr. Snout Feathers. I was so proud of this stupid pig. And then there's an auction after the whole showing, which the showing is like him just going around a damn pen. And their judges are like, oh, it's a good rump. Like, whatever. Right. And then there's an auction. People are bidding on him. And then after the auction, he just gets loaded on a truck. And I was like, oh, is he going to the state fair now because he won? She's like, no. And I was like, okay. And then all the other loser pigs got on the same truck. And I was like, what's going on? She goes, how do you think we get bacon? I'm like, are you kidding me? He just won.
Yeah.
She's like, that's it.
Gonna be good bacon.
Yeah, that's some award-winning bacon.
Everyone loses that day, Jess.
It is so sad. And
I remember my friend showed pigs, and we knew the process, so we didn't want the pig, to stop showing because you know what comes next. So when they were starting to lose interest in it, I remember I went out and he and I got these spider webs and we would put like #1 pig and stuff up there. And everybody thought the spider was doing it. And she got all the credit, but it saved the pig for a long time. And then she had a bunch of babies and they ate her. But
somebody should write a book about this.
Your head.
This would make an amazing book.
Charlotte's Web, everybody.
I thought you actually did it to
just a minimal CGI children's movie you could probably do. You could do that really well. I think there's like potential for sort of a whole intellectual property here.
And Charlotte's Web fucked me up when I was little because it was basically trying to show you the realities of the farm, which I knew well. And I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Look, they're going to fucking kill that pig. The pig's adorable. And look, yeah, she's having babies, but they're going to kill her. Like, this is what spiders do. I mean, everything was death.
There's no chicken cum, guys, but this is pretty spot on. You had about 3-4 buckets of chicken nut, and this is my home.
Is this chicken month for us? Last week it was about the chicken nuggets, and now we've got chicken jizz. And next week, next week's is it a new month?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is the last.
So we'll pick another animal.
FUNTOWN of this month. Here we go. I'm going to start getting healthy. Maybe I'll even try a little exercise.
No, Todd, come on.
Slow down.
And what would you need for exercise, Todd?
Oh, well, I bought a jump rope. Well, I didn't buy a jump rope. Marnie bought us each a jump rope because.
Would you buy that from a 5-year-old? What you require a jump rope these days?
What, she find that in Lost and Found at the Goodwill?
This is what happened. My cousin came through maybe about this time last year. And my cousin he's just a big, like, he could always bench press like 400 pounds. But, life, he's almost my age. So life got a hold of him. I mean, he's not fat by any means, but just probably weighed 270, but still like a heavy weightlifter and stuff. He comes through, he had to come up for a funeral or something. So he stops by and we go to lunch and the dude is chiseled from stone. He's lost like 65 pounds. He weighs the same as I do, 205. He's like an inch or two taller than me. And he's back to like, he was a college Division I swimmer. So he's back to like that kind of build already. And I'm like, what in the fuck are you doing? I'm thinking he's like juicing up or something. No, jump ropes and does chin ups, pull ups, and burpees. That's it for 20 to 25 minutes a day. So it's all routine. And I'm like, you've done this? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you're eating healthier or whatever. He's like, no, not really, man. He's like, Whoa. I've never been like a big sweet person anyway, but he's like, it's just that 25 minutes of, I kill it during that 20 or 25 minutes, but it's every day. Boom. I don't lift heavy and all that stuff. And he just shredded it. So now Marnie's like, well, we're on the jump rope train. We're getting jump ropes. We got to
make a program out of this. We should start like a double Dutch gym where you just go in there and dice it up for a little bit, sing songs and shit.
But I couldn't do the double Dutch.
Good, but I think he's just genetically like he's, you know what I mean? Yeah. He was, he swam his entire life or whatever, and just always had that going on. So I think it fools you. Like if I do that for 20 minutes every day, I'm not going to get that. You know what I mean? Because my body is supposed to be wrong where his is right, but we'll see. But it can't hurt. I need a little cardio. I had to move some dirt out here yesterday, and I was like, after like 3 shovels, I'm like breathing heavy, got to take a Gatorade break. So it can't hurt. I used to be really good at jump rope. Like, and I was trying to show him because he was like, have you ever jump rope? He's like, the only thing is I just do the one hop and I don't know any other way. So I can't last as long per interval. And I was like, I used to, I wrestled. So I had the little, you shift from the left to the right, the little boxer's kick, as you did. And I still had it a little bit. I'm a little heavier on the put down than I used to be, but I'm going to try to work on it and try to get that form
I couldn't
back.
do 3 in a row. Like I couldn't.
It's an art.
I couldn't do it. I don't have jump rope coordination.
I remember when I started wrestling and they give it to him, and I would see all the other wrestlers. I started late and started wrestling in like sophomore year because I was like, I end up just sitting the bench in basketball 2 years in a row, and I'm like, fuck this, I'll go to wrestling. And they would all be on there and they're switching, fighting one handed back and forth, and I'm just like, I couldn't do it. Took me an entire season to get it down, but after you get it down, it's pretty good.
Wait, isn't someone supposed to be learning how to fucking ride a unicycle?
Oh yeah.
How's that coming?
I don't have a unicycle.
Why have you not ordered the unicycle yet?
One thing at a time. I gotta get my magic spoon and then I'll get my unicycle. It's too hot and humid right now. Ragweed's terrible. So I'll wait till fall.
You have a basement though, right?
It's a low ceiling.
Well, that's perfect. You can put your hands up and balance yourself.
It's a unicycle, not a rap battle, Jeff.
I'm running out of excuses.
Do it anywhere.
I thought you were going to suggest a stationary unicycle, and I was like, I think that defeats the purpose.
How funny if I just practice on it, like getting ready, no hands, just have to.
Oh my gosh!
You do have to work on the posture.
It's funny SNL skit. Like,
stationary unicycle.
Yeah, instead of the Peloton, you have the Uniton, and it's just like some dude on a unicycle with a screen in front of him.
They just make you feel like you're in some sort of circus act.
Yeah, the screen is people juggling.
Yeah, the hardest part is the juggling with the the Uniton.
All right, everyone, get those bowling pins going. We're gonna do a big lap now. Round and around the elephants. Let's go.
Get your lighters. Set them on fire.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'll
make a note.
A note.
I secretly wanted to be in the circus. That's why I get when Steve-O talked about how he went to circus college or whatever. Like I get it.
What did you want to do?
I don't think I wanted the particular skill. I think I just wanted to work there.
You just wanted to be a transient.
Yeah, maybe I
wander around and set up a tent places where
I keep the books.
The Marine Corps, Todd.
Maybe I'm the bookkeeper. I sit in the tent and I get a little desk in there and I hang out with all the freaks. They're a good time, but
I'm chief of tents.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much in charge of everything tent related.
I'd be pumped to do the cotton candy machine. Like if you actually got to spiral it around and be like, here you go. Here's your giant Marge Simpson hair cotton candy wad. Enjoy.
My favorite was the guy who would get on the motorcycle and get inside the ball and like ride the motorcycle around.
The motorcycle guy was cool.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the circus. Or the guys on the 2 circles with the bar that connects them.
Oh, yeah, kind of.
rotates and they jump on it and run on it. Like I always thought that was dope. I would never have the balls to try any of it.
No way. I mean, those are people that just don't care about dying, you know? That's why they're there. They don't have that safety, you know, for their trigger. I mean, look at Steve-O. He just, you know, he's almost killed himself
shit all the time, doesn't he? Is that his thing?
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you could do like a flying was it the trapeze, whatever.
Trapeze, yeah.
Like you can almost do lessons, unless TV's lied to me, aka Bob's Burgers and Modern Family. But
I think you can, because they put a net down. I mean, nothing can go wrong if you have a net, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No one's ever snapped their neck that way.
Yeah,
unless you're stupid. Like Robin's mom and dad and brothers doing it without a net, and they die, and then he has to be taken in by Bruce Wayne, which he ended up okay.
But vigilante.
Yeah. Yeah, forced to fight crime against his will. And God knows what else. The whole situation was weird.
Talk about a turn, right? You get adopted by the richest guy in the fucking planet.
And then he tells you to put on tights.
By the way, we beat the fuck out of people at night. Put this little outfit on.
But aren't we the richest people in the city? Why are we fighting crime? Can't we?
It's
a
good way to deal with the parent's death, though. You know, you got all that rage inside.
True. You got all that vengeance to get out.
Yep. A lot of dead parent issues on.
That's where I'm not buying the whole story, and that's where it loses me. Because you know how billionaire kids are. They're so fucked up. Like if their parents were to get shot by some guy during a robbery in the back alley, which, by the way, why are you walking through dark alleys when you're a billionaire? You're the only billionaire in Gotham. Why is your car not waiting for you at the front of the theater? That makes no sense. So, and then also they get killed. He doesn't care. Your typical billionaire son. No. He's taking over the whole fucking thing. He doesn't care.
Going to hang out and start doing a bunch of coke.
Yeah.
That's probably what you're going to do.
Smack up.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to be like the Menendez brothers more than like that.
I don't think anyone who has $1 billion has the discipline to get like a black belt. So I don't think any of them are going to become.
Yeah. And they're not going to be good parents.
Not like a real black belt.
Iron Maybe Fist, like but then again, he disappeared for a while.
Who?
Danny Rand. Iron Fist.
Oh,
his parents kind of died, but he like got left on a mountain, and then I forget. The magic ninja monks took him in.
Yeah, he got raised by which that makes more sense. That's way more believable because if you're raised by ninja monks, you're going to be pretty benevolent. I feel like and good at fighting.
Well, I think that's the whole thing about Batman, though, is that he's insane. He's a crazy person.
True.
But he channels it in a good way. Kind of like Dexter. Dexter had a code.
He did at least have a code.
He's murdered people.
I would be, if Bruce Wayne was my friend and he's like, hey, man, I want to show you something. And he took me down into a cave. And he's like, I use all this stuff to beat the fuck out of criminals at night. I'd probably be like, okay, cool. But when I saw that everything had a bat theme to it, I think that's when I'd be like, oh, this is great. I got to go. I think we get out of here. This is weird as shit, man.
Yeah. What's oh, you got a bat on that too. Oh,
Batty is on the motorcycle.
You got a bat lighter. Oh, nice.
Neat, man. Everything's a bat. All right.
Oh, look,
a doorknob too.
The bat ball.
Doorknob.
Doorknob to leave. It's also a bat.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Look at you.
The little antenna ball. It's even a little bat. Wow.
Is this a bat lock?
Nice. Okay. And the key is a bat. It's a bat lock and bat key. All right.
Even the corn on the cob holders are shaped like bats.
That's crazy. And Bruce Wayne's like, do you get it though?
Yeah, you see what I'm doing? I'm Batman. Yeah. Everything's bats. Yeah, okay. No, we get it.
So you gave yourself your own name, huh? Oh, so that's where you are. You're one of those guys, right? You gave yourself your own nickname.
I'm the Batman.
Oh, I bet
like
you
are. Are you good at baseball?
No.
Yeah, it was my only other option. I had to start fighting crime and go with the bat theme. I came up with the name first, and then I had to find something that it fitted.
Do you know how hard it is to hit a baseball at a bank robber? I couldn't do it. So I just put this shit on.
Oh, Jesus.
Donnie just looked at me. He's like, yeah.
He's like, what are you talking about?
He's like,
Donnie's
why
like,
are
we eating
you
cereal
talking
and fucking
about
later?
that?
What are we doing?
You want me to get it ready right now?
I'm only getting half of this, Jess. Should I get ready?
And Julie brings it up in the bed. I'm like, is that something crunchy that can crumb in the bed? And I go, crazy. And then he's like, I'm out of here. As long as we've already done our other thing.
I don't do food in the bed.
No food in the bed?
I'm against it. And I'm not even talking sexually. I'm talking, which again, I'm
Snacky
against.
snacks.
But I do not want food in my bed. I don't want a crumb in my bed. That's why I don't like the beach. Like, I still have fucking sand on my shit. Like, fucking, I hate anything in my bed other than me and the sheets and my lady.
Now, I'm with you on that. I hate that texture of it, but that still doesn't stop me from eating in the bed. Like,
Really?
I love that more than I hate the sandy feel of the crumbs.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It outweighs it. I just love eating on my back with my head propped up on a pillow.
Really?
Is that a guy thing?
Yeah,
Donnie will do that too.
Love
but it depends on what he's eating, because if it's something that can crumble, I'm like, can you not lean forward over the blanket where I can easily do a whoosh and like flip it off?
Yeah.
Because I'm the princess in the pea. And if I feel one little crumb, I'll be up all night like, where is it? And I can't find it for some reason because it's just laughing at me. But anyway.
Just a sesame seed tormenting you all night.
Oh my gosh.
Now, Jeff, are you this way when you travel as well? Because I find nothing better than a hotel pizza. Pizza,
I go over and sit at the table.
Do you?
Like a goddamn gentleman. I know.
Yeah.
I definitely don't want pizza grease on my sheets. Like I'm not. No food on the bed anytime ever.
I lay the whole box on the bed next to me and I flip it open. I don't even look. I just grab and feel. And I rip with one hand.
Just feeling around.
There's a piece. Snap it
That
out.
one has too much sausage on it. Let's see what we got over here.
That's why you get the double bedroom, the 2 queens. So one bed's for eating, one's for sleeping.
Genius. There you go.
Yeah. Now, there have been times where there is no desk. So, yes, I will go to the other bed. Actually, this is gross. Or I will lay down towels on the floor and sit on the floor before I sit on the bed.
At least you put towels down.
You think the hotel floor is cleaner than the bed?
That's why I put down fucking towels, Austin. I'm not a savage.
My
right.
friend used to work
Forgive me,
housekeeping at a hotel. The floor is the dirtiest thing by far.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
I'm sure.
By
That's
far.
why the carpet's always so ugly, because it's whatever pattern hides the grossness the easiest.
I don't lay down or sit down to eat. I eat like I'm at a fucking prison that banned chairs. Like I eat in the kitchen, standing up in probably 3 minutes and move on with my day.
Do you really? You're not
Yeah.
a big sit down, enjoy the
My
meal
whole
type
family
guy?
does it.
Really?
People
Oh,
see
wow.
us eat, they're like, "Oh wow, you guys just all ate your food in like 10 minutes." Like it's just done, over.
So do you
probably
have like a
long meal.
family meal with like you and the wife and the baby? Do you guys sit down at a table or do you guys just eat when
We
who's
will,
ever-
but usually I'll eat all my food while we're trying to get the kid to sit still long enough to eat.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm gonna take my
Nice.
moment to eat for
I get
sure.
it.
My mom was a big, like, she brought out all our food, and then we would, like, have ours, like, mostly eaten by the time she sat down.
She
to
sat
eat.
down.
Oh.
Now I feel bad about it, but that's the way it worked out every time.
My mom
should.
would be
Yeah.
infuriated.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, like so many meals ruined because by the time she got to the table, like we had divvied up all the food and there wasn't any left in the bowls. Like my mom would serve it, family style. And then me and my brothers and my dad would serve it up and she would sit down there and be no food left in the bowls. And she'd just get up and like go upstairs crying.
Aw.
And you guys did this repeatedly.
Fucking make more food. You got 4 boys there. What do you like no one intentionally did it. We were just
Right, hungry.
7. You know what I mean?
Right,
we weren't
right.
thinking about consent. Like I still can't teach my kids when there's, 2 pieces of pizza left to like figure out how many people are in the room and plan out, well, he had 2, I've had 3, she's only had 1. So actually these 2 are hers or his before they're mine.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of like make sure
Yeah.
everybody gets their fair share. And then, but
No,
my
it's-
kid will just go up and be like 3 pieces left. touch all 3 pieces and put them on his plate.
Oh,
And you're like, oh, well, thanks for ruining the rest of the pizza for everyone.
I know, but when it comes to food, it's kind of Darwinism. You know what I mean? Your animal instincts kick in. Hey, whoever eats lives.
we always worked out the math pretty well at the Alsman household, how to divide up the hamburger helper evenly. So each one had their, a big old scoop first. And there's always enough for 2 people at the end.
Yeah.
And the kids usually got it, which I'm starting to think mom and dad just took a bigger portion to begin
Nice.
with. But it always worked out the exact same every time.
My mom was always in the kitchen. I feel like that's why I like cooking, because that was my time with her. Like, if you wanted to hang out with mom, you just had to go in the kitchen. That's what she always was. Were you guys moms like that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
My mom microwaved a lot, which is where I got my cooking skills. But she can microwave the crap out of some food, okay? We had great meals. Hamburger helper on the stove was like, about as far as it went. Spaghetti.
Yeah.
I had that for the first time like a week ago.
What?
Or I guess not that, like the first time since being little. Hamburger helper.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife allowed you?
Well, yeah, a friend made it. She would never make it.
What did you think?
I thought it was great.
It's good.
Delightful.
I don't care what
I don't get how
people
it's
say.
not some sort of dish that we have attached to a holiday yet. We should showcase this
There's even
as a
tuna
national
helper.
treasure.
The tuna helper is my favorite.
There's tuna helper. You can get like the tuna tetrazzini, and it's like,
So good.
That's fucking terrible. I'm gonna call it now. There's no way that's good.
It's
There's
so
no way that's
good.
good.
It is good. I love it. I love it.
They
There's
figured
nothing
out
better
that
than tuna
sauce
helper.
mix.
Mm-hmm. It's there's no like that sauce is going to shave 7-8 years off your life. You know what I mean? If you eat it long enough, like it's absolutely as bad for you as it can get, that, but it's delicious. That's why. I mean, it's almost like baby's blood. You know what I mean? It's like the
There's some salt in there. Yeah.
I have no idea where that comparison came from. Oh yeah, baby's blood. Okay, well I'm gonna get out of here. Is this a Batman doorknob?
This is why I shouldn't smoke before.
Baby's blood.
Sometimes when I start talking and I'm like, I don't know where this is gonna go.
You meant a baby
baby's
goat.
blood.
Oh, speaking of goats, did you realize they have because I didn't have a lot of money for Christmas 2 years ago. So I thought, well, I'll just get the kids a couple goats. What's a goat? $100 a piece. I give them each, I go, hey, here's 2 goats for the 3 of you. Christmas done. But then I did some research. Some goats, $4,000 or $5,000 goats. Like they have show goats.
Oh my God. $5,000 or $6,000 for a goat?
Yeah, like
you can buy
this
a
one
horse.
comes with all of its papers. I'm like,
Holy
okay, I don't
shit.
give a shit.
I'm like,
the
does
idea
it
that then you
scream?
breed these too?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's for 4-Hing and shit, I
4 to
guess. I
5.
don't know.
See now,
But you got to buy pedigree. Like if your kids are going to be into that, like you can't buy bullshit goats
Right.
and take them.
You can't get Jim's goats down the road.
And that goat's like, what's wrong with me?
Right.
I walk on 4 legs just like
Yeah.
that
I'm a
goat.
good goat. I'll eat whatever you throw in front of me.
you could
Yeah,
get
not
the sea
picky.
biscuit of goats. You know, it could be.
You want to
amazing
fall in
goats.
love with something? Go to one of these shows. My mom used to babysit these 2 girls, and they got older. We went to one of the fairs, and they were showing some kind. I didn't even know what they were showing. My mom's like, "Oh, they're showing animals." I don't think she knew. So we go there, and I hadn't seen them since they were little, and they're showing those little tiny horses. They're like no bigger than dogs. I mean, like you want to fall in love with something? These little fucking, I forget what they're called. These little fucking tiny horses. They're like knee high. Their shoulders like knee high to you, and maybe the head is like waist high, and they're beautiful. And
Dwarf
they're
miniature
ponies?
ponies?
yes, the dwarf ponies. I didn't know. I really just didn't want to say it. I didn't know if I was inappropriate or not. But if that's the
Is it?
official
That's
name,
what
that's it.
popped up? Oh,
Since
gosh.
Jess
You
brought
might
it
be
up,
reading
it's
like
okay.
a really.
The term is little people pony top.
Are you on insensivehorsetalk.com?
It says equine now?
Okay.
Or is it equine? Hold on. Is it equine?
Equine, I think.
Does it say accept or equine now?
Oh, stupid brightness. Oh my gosh. Look at its
Dude.
little legs.
I know. They're the most adorable creatures on the planet.
How do you? I don't understand because Marnie, your lady, loves horses. How you guys don't have a dwarf miniature horse? It's beyond me.
You know what? I may just make it happen. I may just go find one.
That'll fit in your yard, right?
Oh yeah.
Don't you have a Great Dane?
Yeah.
That's close enough.
The horse might be smaller.
Yeah. I would think, couldn't you just like get a regular shed, like and use that as a stable, put hay in and stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's all it would need, right? A little heat lamp for the winter or whatever.
You could get someone to come in and remodel your bar shed and turn it into a barn shed.
Just put a hitching post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your normal one, just tie it up there. You're good.
Maybe a manger.
Ride up on the little pony and wrap it up.
I haven't seen a manger in a long time.
I'm gonna do like a Jesus manger and just put hay down there and
that would be
little heat lamps.
So awesome.
Comics that come to town, you can stay in our manger. There's no room at the McComas Inn. Oh.
You can go out by the little shit pony.
Just look out for the
condo, just a comedy manger.
Sorry, what's it called? A rooster? I call it a cock. Oh God.
Well, we actually, you're lucky that you and Sean did what you did because so we've been needing a shed, and so my father-in-law is like, we're gonna get you a shed, and we're like, awesome, we need a fucking shed.
Nice.
And he looked into it, and I believe June of next year is as early as we can get a shed because everyone's out of wood.
I heard that, so that's true. People were telling me that, but I didn't know if it was true.
Supposedly.
Donnie's dealing with a lot of scared and frustrated builders right now that they can't come up with lumber, and all these people are trying to build homes and yada yada yada, and you can't because there's a shortage.
That sucks because like interest rates are so incredibly low right now. Like the housing market's hot, so people are trying to, oh man, all these builders losing money. All these Amish shed people losing money.
Do you know what we're about to see now from banks is a unused credit fee.
What's that mean?
It means if you establish a line of credit with a bank, right, they are going to charge you a fee for every portion of that credit you don't use.
Really?
Because they're not making any fucking money. So they found a new fee to basically charge you for not using your line of credit.
So wait, you say banks? Does that just work for any credit card you may have? Like, say you've got your credit card paid off, and they're like,
well, I don't think. That'd be hard. It might depend exactly on who your credit card is through.
A lot of those credit cards have annual fees anyway, though, so they get you one way or another.
Yeah.
Like you don't use it, but you know it's like
because I was poor, so I took the 0% interest route and took the lowball card back in the day.
I have a luxurious credit limit of $75.
Groceries, here I come.
When I was 17 years old, I was sent 2 credit cards, and one had a $2,500 credit limit, and one had a $5,000 credit limit, and I maxed both of them out within 6 months.
Oh,
like a boss. I was walking into Chess King and merry-go-round and being like, I'll take all 5 of those. And I will take the shit that's on the mannequin, and I will take the shoes I never could afford to buy in high school. And
what is Chess King?
Oh, dude, Chess King was the shit. It was like all the trendy clothes. Yeah. Like dressy kind of trendy clothes. That's how I remember it.
Like probably what I was too young for it, but probably where cokeheads shopped.
Yes, exactly.
Like where people went like, oh, we're going to go do a boat party with a bunch of coke. I got to stop by the merry-go-round, pick me up some new slacks.
Get myself some pleated acid wash jeans.
I got at the end. I got my 8th grade graduation suit from there, and I looked like a pimply faced Don Johnson from Miami Vice.
Oh, it was that kind of clothes.
Yeah, like
look to a
boat shoes, no socks, rolled up white pants with like light gray pinstripes, pink shirt, gray knit tie, thin,
real thin. Yeah, thin.
This was sort of a Duran Duran look you had.
Yeah, very Duran Duran. Duran Duran only shot the Chess King.
Come to Chess King and shop the Duran Duran collection. 47 different knit ties available. With little Coke pockets on the back.
You know, the tie I always hated was the keyboard tie.
Yeah.
Not the keyboard, but, you know, the piano-looking key tie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always like, who's that asshole? Whenever I see someone wearing that, I'm like,
just
you
walk the
better
other
play
way.
damn good piano, sir.
I'll tell you what, people who wear funny ties are fucking trouble in my book. That's the guy I'm going to avoid.
Just trying to make a statement.
Yeah,
you
get
know?
out of here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about a bow tie, Austin?
You know, here's a bow tie is
And not
acceptable.
pasta.
Huh?
Not the pasta.
Well, I think a bow tie is acceptable if you're gonna, you know, I don't know,
I tell you what,
your
if
magic
I
or something.
if I ever commit a murder or something like that, or I'm ever on trial wrongly for murder, I want my attorney to have a bow tie. I feel like they always win in court. You
Yeah.
know,
It's sort of a Southern lawyer thing.
So, yes, just I want him to have a Southern drawl. You know,
What if he wears
Oh,
one of those
my.
straw
You don't
election hats
yeah.
Yeah.
with it? Then do you still want him?
Indubitably.
Do you remember? Are you old enough to remember the original Karate Kid, Austin? How
Yeah.
about you, Jess? Do you remember?
I watched all three of those
Yeah.
this weekend.
Has
Really?
anybody seen the series on it now? That it's supposed to be a comedy.
Cobra Kai,
Yeah.
it's fucking amazing.
I heard it was really. I was
It's
just reading on
really
it today, and it's
It's
just
good.
now on Netflix, right? Netflix bought it.
Yeah, it was on YouTube, but
Yeah.
now the third season drops on Friday.
Oh, all right.
And
I want to see it.
It's good.
It's good, yes.
I was just reading these great reviews on it. Like they said, it's the number one because there's a trend going on lately of bringing back the '80s hits,
Mhm.
like Top Gun. All them are coming back, you know. And it said that this was the success story of all of them so far.
Yeah. And it's
I'm like, what?
actually
I thought it would be stupid.
it's very good because the plot line of the movies is absurd.
Yeah.
It's completely based on child reasoning. And so when you examine all those people later, I mean, people, believe it or not, Johnny Lawrence becomes sort of a sympathetic character.
Yeah.
He has a good case on why Daniel LaRusso is a shithead who moved to town and fucked his life up.
Well, I was reading and they were interviewing Ralph Macchio on it. And I guess the three guys who made this are like the three biggest Karate Kid nerd fans ever of all time. And I mean,
Oh.
nerd in a good way. Like they
That's
just,
awesome.
you know, they live for it. And they were like talking to him and he's like, we'd be doing a scene and he'd be like, all right, you remember that one, like in the one scene where you pointed your finger this way at the crowd or whatever. And he's like, what in the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
Like they know every single little detail. They have it memorized and they're so passionate, but I guess they're real funny dudes too. So that's good
So
to hear.
Ralph Macchio's in this?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
they got everybody.
They tried to get as many of the original cast as they could.
So they've got Daniel's son. They got Johnny Lawrence.
They have his mom. They have whoever
They got his
played
mom. They're going to get John Kreese. I think Terry Silver pops up in the third season. Elizabeth Shue's going to come back.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to bring in Hilary Swank from the next Karate Kid.
Yay!
Holy
Okay,
shit.
as a girl, I
Nice.
loved the next Karate Kid.
Yeah, it was pretty
Donnie
good.
said
It
that
was a
was
lot of
bad.
fun.
I was like, whatever. Had that
I
song,
mean,
the "Damn, I wish I was your lover." It was the greatest. Way better than. I'm sorry. The Karate Kid Part 3. I still don't understand the whole premise of that.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because
Is that the one with when they have
no,
the,
that's the
No,
second
that's the
one.
so the second one is fucking wild because
That's where they go to Okinawa, right?
He goes to Okinawa to help Miyagi settle some weird blood feud. But the first one is him in a tournament, just a regional, it's a local tournament, right? And yeah, if he goes in there and gets fucked up, whatever, it's fine. Second one, literally a fight to the death, right?
Yeah.
He's
In
gonna
a village in Okinawa.
Yeah, on a little weird, like it's like a pit with a stone platform in the middle, and he has to push the bridge off. The bad guys like push the bridge off, and Daniel's son just does it, and no one stops him. Like everyone's like, yeah, these children are gonna fight to the death now. And
In
it's
a
dark
death
turn.
fighting pit. And
Yeah.
at the end, he wins and he does the nose honk.
Does the nose?
It's like, this is a death fighting pit.
And what I love is that both Karate Kid 2 and Karate Kid 3 have the same sort of 10-minute recap in the beginning of the end of Karate Kid 1. And Karate Kid 3 doesn't mention shit about Karate Kid 2. They're not like, yeah, you want to fight? He just won a death match in Okinawa, motherfucker. I'll rock this tournament. No, he's all scared of the tournament.
Yeah, he got all in his own head.
And in the third one, the bad guy is a dude that owns a company that inappropriately disposes of toxic waste. I think it's called like Dynatox or something like that. He's like a fucking billionaire. He lives in this giant Frank Lloyd Wright house with all these cars and shit. And he decides, I'm putting everything on hold. I believe he says, clear my schedule. And he dedicates himself to mind fucking Daniel LaRusso.
Yes, a grown ass adult, him, and then the guy from, I can't think of it, the guy from the first one.
Yeah,
John
the
Kreese.
teacher, John Kreese. Yeah.
They're like, oh, let's teach this kid a lesson because I'm still butthurt that we lost before. It's like, what? So the guy that looks like Tommy, the Green Power Ranger, and then the old guy that owned the Cobra Kai put all this energy into, manipulating Daniel-san, and then Miyagi just letting things happen because Daniel doesn't want to tell Miyagi what's going on.
Yeah, Miyagi's trying to open a bonsai tree store.
Yeah.
He can't stay on top of this, but
nobody can touch Miyagi
serious?
either.
I feel like I've never seen number 3
Miyagi
or was even aware it
Chuck
existed.
Norris.
Miyagi's never even been hit in his life.
It's
like
incredible.
no one can touch him. He's a complete ninja. It's amazing.
But what's the point of the girl, Jessica? Her name's Jessica. I remember that.
This is the fourth
in
one.
the third one.
In the third one.
Okay, so I can tell you
not
what
his
happened.
girlfriend. She's like his friend, and then all of a sudden she's like, "Well, I gotta go. Bye." I'm like,
You want to know what
being
happened,
there?
Jess?
Yeah.
What happened was when they filmed that movie, Ralph Macchio was 27 and that girl was 16, and so they decided there could not be a romantic relationship here. So we're going to do a real fun buddy storyline, which was sort of the lamest shit you could do in an 80s movie. It was like, let's just be friends. I hope you win the karate tournament with all that.
She didn't even stick around. She just like, I gotta go.
No,
like,
she
cool,
peaced out.
friend.
Yeah. She wasn't
not
there
look
at
that
the
old,
end, I
though.
don't think.
Do what?
She wasn't there at the end to see the tournament.
She wasn't. That's what I'm saying. What was,
I hardly
why was she
remember
there?
3 now.
Yeah.
I remember
don't think
the
I
one
saw
guy.
it.
Yeah.
Pat Morita won an Academy Award for the first one.
I know.
He crushed it.
He did crush it. And then a lot of people tried to go after him because of the stereotype, that he played with the way he talked and stuff. But he won an Academy Award, and Ralph Macchio was like, "Hey, we were the first movie of our generation to even like touch upon the camps here in the States that the Japanese were put in."
Yeah,
like, we did that, and then we had the guy, saying the anti-Japanese, whatever slang,
There's a
and
lot.
He's like, we covered a lot of shit.
Racial slurs for Asian people in those movies.
Yeah.
For sure. And if you're a gay Asian, you're really going to hate that movie because they go full bore into all of it. It's pretty inappropriate.
What a great movie, though. I always, that song gets me every time. You're the best. Around. Nothing's ever going to keep you
Is it
down.
Chicago or Boston that sings?
No, it's I didn't know who sang it. I have it in my phone. Hang on, I'll find it for you real quick. Talk amongst yourselves.
Is it Earth, Wind, and Fire? No, it's Chicago.
I'll tell you this. I saw Karate Kid. My dad rented a VCR and rented the tape. I watched it as many times as I could in that 24 hours. Went to the library, got every karate book they had. Because I was going to teach myself karate. And which was odd. I mean, I was 23 at the time. I could have just went and joined a dojo. But I was like in 5th grade or whatever.
That one weirdo 24-year-old in the back of the class who has crazy man sweat smell to him, and like it's just horrifying.
So my son, before COVID hit, he was doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he was too old for the kids class, but not old enough for the adult class. So I made him go to both so that he would go and get his ass kicked by the adults, and then the next day go and beat up on a bunch of kids smaller than him. So it kind of balanced out. But there was a guy we just called.
That's the song. I mean, it's so good. I don't have the fucking name though, because the one I bought come from television movie themes. That's what it says.
That sounds a little. Was that the Kevin Costner cover of that, Todd?
It's Don something. It's some guy I never really heard of before.
Sorry, so Jeff, you're talking about setting your kid up to get his ass kicked?
Joe Esposito. Boom. Thank you.
Joe Esposito is who sings that?
Yeah, name me another song that he's made. You can't. One hit wonder.
I don't know if I ever heard that name before. That's a good name, though.
Uh-huh. I like it.
Joe Esposito?
Yeah, I think I'm going to start using that.
Stage name.
That's what I'm checking into hotels under from here on out. I look like I could be a Joe Esposito.
The best around, right? Joe Esposito.
There's another Esposito. Is it guy in Carlo Esposito? He was Breaking Bad. He's in the Mandalorian. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. It's something like that. Yeah,
it's something Esposito. G-Dog.
Mm-hmm.
G-Dog Esposito.
Yeah, I can't. When I can't think, just go with the letter.
Huh.
I'll look it up.
Did you find it, Austin?
He's got nothing.
Nothing?
Wait. Nothing I've ever seen.
All right, so how much? What do you think kind of life a guy lives that makes a song that like is an unforgettable song? It gets used in a movie soundtrack and it lives forever. Does that person make a pretty good living the rest of their lives? Or do they get fucked just on the one?
Might be okay.
I don't know.
I think they get royalties when it's a soundtrack song.
Yeah, I have no idea, but you would think that, I mean, there's tons of one-hit wonders that, I mean, if you sell 50 million of your single, I think you're still at least going to bank over $1 million just for yourself.
But isn't it crazy
as long as
how
you invest it wisely, like you should be good.
I just love how some songs may never even like no one would have ever heard of this song if they didn't pick it up for the soundtrack of Karate Kid, one of the most memorable movies of all time. But it fits so perfect, and now dumbasses like me still download it for 99 cents. You know,
like you're wondering how they found that song.
Yes.
Like, I'm a huge Joe Esposito fan, so I'm gonna write him into this Karate Kid movie.
Okay, so the guy
my cousin's got
Karate
this song.
Kid also did Rocky.
What?
Yeah, he was
the soundtrack guy.
No, the director.
Okay.
The same director.
Film director.
And so he did the Rocky movies, and that song was actually supposed to be in Rocky 3 as the big song.
Ooh.
But then, holy fuck, Eye of the Tiger came out the gate. And
you got to go with Eye of the Tiger.
Joe Esposito had to do everything he could to get his song put in Karate Kid at that point.
They were asking Sylvester Stallone, he's like,
still a win.
I already got the tiger jacket, you know, so maybe we go with Eye of the Tiger, you know.
He kind of looks like Richard Simmons and Bruce Jenner put together. When it was Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What a combination.
You're the best.
I love that song in high school. I swear to God, when in baseball, I would sing that song to myself in my head in the batter's box. And I would swear like revisionist history if I were to tell this story right now. But now I'm old enough now. I know I'm full of shit. But 10 years ago, I would have told you every time I did that, smacked one of the fence every time in my head. That's how I remember it. So it probably happened like twice when I did that. And I'm like, I got to do this every time. So it became a superstition where I had to do that in clutch moments. I don't know if it really worked or not, but that's how much I love this song.
Cartman always had to sing Come Sail Away in its entirety. He's like, dang it, you guys started it. I got to finish it.
All right. Well, this has been a good one, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Let's do it again next week. Everybody should know that there is a bonus episode coming out. If you just can't get enough of FUNTOWN this Friday, there's an interview with one of our favorite comedians, Stuart Huff. He stopped by, he stopped in. And I'm just now getting it edited and ready to go out. So that'll be out Friday. Make sure you check out some Stuart Huff because he's fucking awesome. Love me some Stuart Huff. Other than that, from Jeff and Austin and Jess, we'll see you next week. We are out.